played this game before. Evan, please enter your current time. I don't know what time it is. Well, for me, it is... No, you're wrong. I don't know. What time is it for me? Yeah, it is. Oh my god, you're asking me questions again. Yes, you can talk, just like, stop with the freaking questions. Just talk.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never...
Something that would ever just change. I spelled Stanley wrong.
For nearly an hour, when he realized that not one
single
order had arrived on the monitor for him.
Did I? No, I didn't.
Instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in
Didn't
all his years at the company had
Who's watching?
this complete isolation. Something was very
Someone's watching.
shocked, frozen solid. Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Why is my voice not alive? I literally turned it off. Whatever. Is it closed by itself? This game is super cool. I've always ever seen YouTubers play this. I've never actually played it myself.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I hate
No
Mondays.
matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who farted? Wow, that is a cup to have. I know there is an ending. I know there is an ending, but you can't turn up your sensitivity. Oh, there it is. There's an ending where with the computers. But I'm not gonna do that one. I'm gonna do the normal ending first. Just gonna listen to what the guy says. And then questions.
two open
I
doors,
told you
he entered the
what
building
what game I was playing. How come you say question before you ask the question? Why don't you just say? Why don't you just
Yet there
say
was not a
the
single
question?
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Your mic is making it really hard to hear the game. Turn your freaking air off. I mean, do this right quick. I'm so confused. I'm sending my brother something. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Oh, what's the next slide? What's the next slide at? Number of slides on this slide. This game is dumb. Rate at which charts on the same slide. Dissipate. I'm gonna desecrate, something like that. English is hard. Rate of why is it going? What the heck? Please, no more charts. I'm begging you. What the heck? That's weird. The boss per minute on the boss per minute worksheet. Circle the top 20 things you love the most about your boss. Did it start over? Is this or are these new slides? Solving impersonal conflict. You ever find yourself in a conflict with another employee? Like, stop going so fast. What are your dreams for the future? Nature, success, lunch, travel, metamorphosis. Yes, I want to freaking metamorphosize. Tips on not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievable amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation or for promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. How to solve. How long are these slides? Let it bob us out of you. Take out your passive aggressiveness on other. Using slides to. Is this the end? I think it started over now. Are you watching it now? Yeah, it's over. Okay. This is also one of the endings. Like, I know where the endings are at, but I know that it's an ending going down the stairs too.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oops, sorry, door. There's hand soap right there. Gotta push toilet. To be rich is a crime. To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. This was different, and a YouTuber I just watched. It was something about a lady's purse. So this is different for everyone who plays it, I'm guessing. That's crazy. I came from right here, wasn't it? Yeah. At this point, I'm just clicking. I don't know where to go. Are you watching it now?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the
I
permission
love when he
once
gets
again.
mad. Like, it is freaking
He stepped into
hilarious.
the newly opened passageway.
I'm gonna... Wait, you said you're gonna watch it now? Is that what you said? I feel weird playing this. Who is watching it? It's just sitting in the freaking stream. They're just sitting right there. Why is my
Descending deeper
voice...
into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This
Why is it
question
echoing?
would not go unanswered for long.
Wait a minute. Give me a freaking... I gotta turn off my freaking mic. I'm sorry who's ever watching it. Because this is bugging out. Don't include my mic. Uh, can you hear me still? No, yeah, the game is still... what is going on with the live stream? I literally turned off... Turn off... No, I'll keep that one on. I don't know what's going on. Let me try turning off everything. Yeah, because...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, Here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What?